Greetings. Toxic relationships. Does it start with self? Is it that the person being toxic is having a hard time with loving his or herself? Is it that he or she doesn't even like themselves? There's a jumbo size pink, blue, green, and polka dot elephant in the room of most discussions, and it is called depression, anxiety, mental illness. I read a meme the other day. Depression is when you don't care about anything. Anxiety is when you care too much about everything. And having both is just like hell. It is not my intention to give anyone a pass. We should be accountable for our actions and words. But there are more people who have depression than really know it. Misery loves company is an old saying that is not a cliche. Women are crying out in different forms based on the nurture the society and the culture has trapped them in. Depression has imprisoned their soul. The status quo has them in prison and jail. The man whose loins they came from abandoned them years ago. The men they meet now only want one thing, and it is a shame to call it lovemaking. They need healing. Where do they go? These wounds and issues have been passed from generation to generation, and until and or unless there is a definite cure once and for all, the recycle will continue. And I'm not talking about generational curses. No, that doesn't exist. From Old Testament times, God put away that proverb. But what is happening is that the sin nature continues to spread like corona on steroids. We keep hurting ourselves and other generations because we are hurt. Misery loves company. What is the cure? Love. Yeah, love. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Indelible in that commandment is that you have to first love yourself. Nothing wrong in self love. Now there is narcissism and egoism and egotism and a whole heap of other ism. But those aren't love. Love of self implores one to care for self and to have the wisdom that there is only one race, the human race. So if my neighbor is all right, then the neighborhood will be healthy. Don't bother with the placebo, also known as fake. Turn with me a little bit to 1 Corinthians 12:28. Do you see there where it speaks about the gift of helps? Many of us are gifted in assisting others in various ways, and there is no end in the assisting of our neighbor. Be genuine with and in love. For there are people who are so chronically or clinically depressed that they don't even like themselves. Misery loves company. So, whilst we hold each other to account in love, let's look out for the signs of mental illness in others. A person with a heart condition cannot help it if they faint or vomit. The depressed individual will seem to be toxic because the brain is malfunctioning. Trust me, he who feels it knows it. I had a great time of reasoning with Naps the other day. And one of the points raised was that Jamaican men only have one and a half emotions. The half one is happiness. We love sports and liming and other stuff. But we only get half joy from them because other issues of life robs us of complete full joy. The full emotion that we have is anger. If we feel contempt, we turn to anger. Sadness, we take anger for it. Fear, you guessed it, anger. Disgust, a double dose of anger that. Contempt will triple the dose of anger. It has already been stated by Naps and Robert, but I would like to repeat it. We have got to find a way to get our Jamaican brothers to get in touch with their emotions. Accept the emotion for what it is, confront it, and work on it with maturity. Misery loves company. Is it possible that many of these men and women, boys and girls who have daddy issues and father wounds have been dehumanized to a state of depression? Is depression, is it possible that depression is an underlying cause? The struggle is real, but love is able. Bless.